Welcome and welcome back, dear Tarot Pals. This is such an exciting reading. Who doesn't want to look at life 10 years from now? This is a timeless reading, so whenever you find it, at 10 years, that's what we are asking Spirit to help us know. We are going to add some Sai Baba Oracle guidance to it, which I'm equally excited about. Those of you who don't know Sai Baba, he's an ascended master, a miracle worker, a light worker from Shirdi, India. And if you have just found me through an algorithm search, I welcome you to my growing Tarot Pal community. If you're a returning viewer but you've not yet subscribed, please first hit that subscribe button. It will definitely help me a lot, and it's a little bit of a tiny energy exchange for this free reading that you get here. If you have been a part of the Tarot Pal community, I will never stop saying thank you to you, because each of you are, I don't believe in randomness. There is no coincidence in the universe. I truly feel that there's a reason that you're a part of Tarot Pal, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to read for you. So, if you're new to pick a cards, we have 4 different cards for you. A hand-painted card today, rather, from my very beloved best friend, Pubali. Again, a shout out to you if you're watching this. She's made these cards. And we're going to look at, again, as a part of the reading, what are some major events that are going to happen in the next 10 years? Who are you as a person in the next 10 years? And any additional guidance that comes out, okay? So, the first card being, I'm sorry if you could hear that background noise. That's some cooking happening behind me. Okay, the first card, I'll give you a quick close-up, is a flower garden. This is option 2, a dragonfly. Option 3, a new moon. And option 4, a couple holding a hand near a fireplace. You can pause the video. You may feel drawn to more than one pile. This is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. I'll see you in your pile. Hello and welcome to those of you who's picked pile 1, this beautiful flower garden. Okay, of course, this brings me to think about the color yellows, greens, and pinks, which is our solar plexus, our heart chakra, and our sacral chakra, okay, which is the chakras that rule creativity, pleasure, our power, our personal power, our confidence, and of course, the heart space, which is all about love, self-love, generosity, and compassion, right? So some key elements within the card itself. Of course, it also has the earthy element with the, the garden and the plants coming out. So we look at what does show up for us for the next 10 years. There is, of course, another reading I've done around what can you expect from your future self, messages from your future self 3 years from now. You will find that reading in the description box below as well. If you've not hit subscribe, hit that subscribe button, and I invite you to join me on my Instagram account, wherein I post daily tarot and oracle content, okay? With that said, the first part of this reading, I want to look at what are some key themes at play for pile 1, okay? What are the key events at play for pile 1? This is going to be a pretty long reading, so get your beverage and let's see. Wow, we have actually 3 cards that flipped. Beautiful. The Emperor, the Sun. Sorry, Emperor, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Sun. Oh my God. Okay. Let's make some space for your cards. Don't worry if there is a lighting issue and you can't see some cards. I always give close-ups while I'm reading cards, so you will have enough access to see the cards, okay? Let me just set this up. Well, okay, here you go. That's my little selenite, and I really like it to be there when I'm doing readings. Okay, the next part of this reading, I want to look at, now that we have 3 major arcanas right there, for your next 10 years, who you are, and more guidance as to what's happening for you in the next 10 years. What's happening in the next 10 years? Okay, we have one card that I think flipped, but I didn't see it. We'll keep shuffling. For pile 1, the next 10 years. What's happening for you in the next 10 years? The 7 of Wands. Next 10 years for pile 1. Thank you. Next 10 years for pile 1. Wow, the 2 of Cups. Okay. And all right, that switched fast. I'll take 2 more, I think. The next 10 years, we have 2 more here. Let's see. Two of Wands, the Six of Cups. Okay, I think we're good to go for now. If I feel like it, we'll draw the cards. All right. First of all, some zodiac signs. And of course, the intent of sharing these zodiac energies is not that these have to be your sun, moon, and rising. Each zodiac sign has certain energies, right? They represent something, they mean something. And the idea here is for you to know which zodiac sign came up for you to know if those energies are currently at play or in the future, build up within you, okay? There is, of course, in astrology something called progression. I have shared a video on my Instagram account when I've shown you how do you see your birth chart. Again, invite you to join me there. Okay, so of course I have the Leo energy strongly present here, the Aries as well. We have a lot of fire cards, if you notice, the Two of Wands and the Two of Swords. So a lot of fiery energy building up. We also have the fixed signs energy here with the Wheel of Fortune showing up. I know typically people read only the World card as fixed signs energy, but Wheel of Fortune is again something which brings to me that energy of fixed signs, okay, because it is not technically in our control, and yet there's a certain amount of role we play at what spirit brings to us when the wheel turns, okay? The wheel wheels as the wheel wills, okay? If you've seen the show, you know what I just quoted. All right. We also have the Two of Cups and the Six of Cups, which is a little bit of a water energy, which can indicate Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, okay? With that zodiac signs energy out of the way, what are the major themes and what's going on in life in the next 10 years? With the Sun and the Emperor, the first thing that clearly comes into mind is organizations, structure, authorities, government bodies. Okay, now wherever you are located in, wherever you are, clearly there are certain changes in life, certain aspects of life which will shift basis certain policies that your government or your organization that you're working for makes. Because there is a Wheel of Fortune as the central energy. The Sun represents the father. The Emperor is, of course, the literal energy of the Emperor, which is whoever the ruler of the land is, and the Wheel of Fortune turning. A lot of things are changing for you because you are, of course, impacted by your economy, your government policies. Certain kind of government policies play out in your favor. There is a certain amount of benefit that you receive from certain things coming in or going out as a policy change from whoever the ruler of the land is. Now, in a smaller context, this could also indicate there are certain changes that happen in your professional life wherein you align yourself to organizations who bring you more prosperity, luck, and abundance, right? Clearly, with these two together, money is on the cards, and so is success, right? So we can expect a lot of success, a lot of abundance, a lot of leadership opportunities showing up for you. Whichever aspect of life you're in, you will be asked to step up and lead. The Sun will always bring in light to aspects wherever we are trying to stay in the shadows, right? So, and because the Wheel of Fortune does not really typically come in, it's the universe stepping in and doing certain things which make you come into a position of authority. This also often means that in the next 10 years, you're going to work upon your active masculine side. You could be a male or a woman, but the active masculine side here indicates your approach towards life. How much of a go-getter are you? With the Two of Wands as an underlying energy, you clearly have, as you watch this reading, certain world expansion plans, right? This is, for me, I call it the Alexander card, okay? The Alexander is ready to go conquer the world, right? She literally has the globe here. Some of you will be traveling with that Wheel of Fortune showing up, traveling around the world, getting opportunities to go see sunsets and sunrises, okay? If that's something that you're really, really keen on, this girl seems to be looking outside at a sunset. That's the image I'm getting. So travel is clearly very, very likely for you, and frequent travel is what I'm trying to indicate. Of course, you'll travel in the next 10 years, but frequently traveling, a life wherein you are made to travel pretty often, all right? Also, the Two of Wands and the Emperor means that somewhere Spirit wants to come in and give you this message that whatever your goals and plans are, you need to take tangible action and make sure that whatever you're visualizing in the next 10 years, there will be many moments of truth. Wow, do you see her solar plexus is lighted up here? And we did cover that solar plexus energy with those two cards. You will have to stand your ground. You'll have to fight for your vision. This will not come easy to you. So if you have plans, let's say you want to earn a certain amount of money, you want to buy a house, you want to do whatever you want to do something in the next 10 years, it will demand personal power. It will demand willpower. It will demand determination from you. It's not going to come smooth and easy, as in just things just lined up and nobody really gave me a conflict or a pushback, or of course that's nobody's life, but the indication of this reading with these cards here showing is that you must remember to stand your ground, to defend your values, because if you do, success is of course highly likely. All right. Of course, with Two of Cups and the Six of Cups. Now, if you are at an age wherein you are planning a child, or you want a child, or you want to adopt a child, adopt a pet, okay, it literally, I love how the Six of Cups includes both. There are many messages in this artwork, right? First of all, it is having a connection to your childhood home, having a connection to things that made you happy as a kid, that they're growing up, right? They're grown up together. Some of you may marry somebody who you've known as a childhood sweetheart, okay, or you may have lived with them, or they may have been a neighbor, and you connect in the next 10 years and you actually get married or come into a romantic relationship, if not marriage at least, okay? Clearly, partnerships are highly indicated. You coming into your divine masculine will or working towards your divine masculine side, having more structure, having more energy, being the go-getter, creating a routine, will attract the right kind of partner for you, because these are the cards that have shown up for you, right? Which talks about you coming into this power, having the ability to stand your ground, to decide what you want and go after it, and then you get the right people to partner with. You align with the right personalities who can actually help you achieve your goals, right? And of course, it seems like a pile which has many big dreams, and you do deserve it. If you're questioning yourself, am I dreaming too big? You're not. You're not dreaming too big. Ask yourself, am I dreaming too small? Because I just do not want to take up the role of the emperor. I do not want to challenge myself. I do not want to get out of the comfort zone. I'm not ready to do what needs to be done, and hence I keep dreaming small, or typically they always say our worst enemy is usually us, nothing else outside, right? Because we just don't want to do what needs to be done to achieve this vision, to achieve this goal. We do have the 2 and the 2. 4 is repeatedly showing up for you guys. So 4 is also the number of the emperor. And with this being a house of, nostalgia, ancestral home, your childhoodness, you may acquire or inherit in the next 10 years. For some of you, this could be multiple messages. You may get a home or some sort of a valuable heredity asset from your ancestors. That's one. 2, your relationship with your mother, because the 4th house does rule the mother, will go through tremendous healing. I have the 2 of Cups here and the 6 of Cups, right? Some of you may actually even buy a house. I think I said that at the very beginning of the reading as well, because we do have that energy of 4, which is all about home, foundations, and how we see life showing up for you, okay? For your finances, the only word of caution, while I do have the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun, there's no further explanation needed, that wherever you are, money will grow, success will go, status will grow. But remember to keep your habits, your investment habits, your spending habits clean and under control. Okay, the Emperor is the epitome of having the right kind of self-control. That is why he's the Emperor. He does not just act on whims and fancies, right? So having the right control, having the right balance, knowing when not to overindulge and lose out all the wealth that you acquire through this hard work that you're doing. For this file, clearly there's a lot of hard work, because the masculine energy is very, very strong for this file. You need to work on yourself to get all these dreams which are highly, highly possible for you, okay? For some of you, of course, like I said, you may get a pet parent, you may become a pet parent. You may also come into contact more with people who are very much aligned to nature, to animals. And this shift in heart can heal you. If you're somebody who so far has never engaged much with nature or animals, or never really been around people who are dog lovers, cat lovers, who want to do something for the environment, I think that is where you can also find a lot of life purpose. If you're somebody who's looking for purpose and passion, I love some of the books that I've read wherein they actually cover, you don't really find a passion. You just have to keep on working on different things, and something will click, something will work out for you, okay? If you are currently in a relationship, of course, this is a very positive spread to indicate. And if you're asking in your mind, am I going to be with this person in the next 10 years? Seems highly likely that you are going to be, building something substantial, maybe buying a home, having children with this person, whoever you have in your mind, okay? What else do we get before we move on to some guidance card for this file and to look at what more is happening? Certain numbers or certain years in the next 10 years time, I don't know about you, but I love planning and I love making these vision boards and these lists, okay? This is literally the card of vision board. So if you still never made a vision board, this is like spirit pushing you. Ask me what you want for the next 10 years and break it down into smaller goals, right? So one message here is the 2nd year, the 4th year, the 6th year, the 7th year, break down your goals into these, bite-sized life plans, and of course spirit is going to come in, and not every plan of yours will go your way. You literally have the wheel of fortune, so be ready, accepting and acknowledging that you are a part of a greater power and God's plan is better. But that doesn't mean that you do not make a plan. That doesn't mean that you have no goals, right? Because if you don't have goals, you don't know where you're going. You need to give you are a co-creator, so you need to say what you want, and then spirit will kind of flow through you. Okay, so certain years which are clearly showing up for you: 2, 4, 6 and 7. Some of you may actually give birth to a son in the next 10 years, okay? Like literally a boy in the next 10 years, because the sun card is that Leo energy. I have a lot of male images here showing up, which is again a very active masculine position, depending upon what age group you are in, okay? Clearly, again, I want to give this message. If you have plans to travel the world, you need to take action to go ahead and start taking tangible actions for it, because it is in your destiny. Some of you want to settle abroad. That is also in your destiny, okay? And you will do this through collaborating with the right people, okay? You do have partnerships here. Don't forget that. You don't have to do this all alone, but you have to have a plan. You have to have a structure and then go act on it, because all of that is highly likely for you in the next 10 years. I'm going to move towards your Moonology cards to see what can pile 1 expect, or what's happening for pile 1 in the next 10 years. Save this reading, share it with a friend, and then maybe they will remind you when different events happen that, oh my God, did you remember this reading where they said this is what is going to happen for you? Because I do that with my friends, and it's a lot of fun. Okay, let's see this. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Cancer, again the 4th house, okay? A personal issue reaches resolution, bring more love into the situation, okay? Check in your own birth chart, wherever, okay, so currently when I'm shooting this video, the Saturn is in Aquarius, right? It will move to Pisces and thereby Aries, the Emperor card, okay? The North Node is transiting through Aries, okay? North Node is where our destiny is leading us. And you have the full moon in Gemini card. Gemini is, of course, where we've just, the axis has moved from, as per Vedic astrology, it has just moved from, as per Western astrology, it has just moved from Gemini to Taurus, okay? So clearly there has been certain shifts that have happened for you in the past 2 years, whenever you're watching this, which have left you questioning a lot of, which is why you've been told to stand your ground. Perhaps now that makes more sense. You're questioning, if it was supposed to be my destiny, then why would I have to live this? If it was supposed to be mine, then why would this person act like this? You know, if this is the job or this is the career that I'm supposed to go for, then why is it becoming an upward hill, you know, as an upward struggle? Because 1, that is a part of the plan. 2, the struggles are shaping you to deserve what you want, okay? And that's something that Spirit wants to come in and tell you. In the next 10 years, when you question yourself, if it is supposed to be for me, then why is it taking so much time? You will get the answers, okay? Communication is, of course, a critical part of, you know, how you collaborate with your people, because you did have the collaborative energy, right? So coming to a place wherein you can use clear and effective communication is very, very important for the next 10 years for you. If you're somebody who who expects people to read your mind, that's a call out for you. Speak your mind, right? Share your thoughts, and things will work out beautifully well for you. If you're currently struggling with something and you feel this is your destiny, it feels for me, for many of you, this could be something related to health. For others of you, it could be in any aspect, financial or your career. You are going to get that resolution very, very soon, perhaps in the next 1 to 2 years or sooner for, whatever you're struggling with right now. Have that patience, have that inner light burning, okay? This pile needs to work with fire rituals a lot, okay? You will tremendously benefit by lighting a candle, burning away things that you want to release. Certain acts, using the fire element and using the earth element will be wonderful for you guys, okay? With this card, of course, it brings me back to that conversation. This is the axis of the opposite of the Leo and the Aquarius, right? You can have power. Emperor is a very powerful personality. You can have power, but you do not have to become hard. You do not have to become aggressive. You do not have to become, because speech is Gemini, right? This brings me to that thought of take people along with you. Stand your ground. Do not compromise on your values, but that doesn't mean you have to make enemies in the next 10 years, right? You will have the ability in the next 10 years to have the, to lead people or your community or your family or your relationships towards a more loving space without really trying to be aggressive, bossy, pushy, to make them do what they want, right? That's just an emotional maturity that you reach, that you understand that I can be nice, I can be soft, I can be polite and still strong. You can be soft and strong. You can be you have the ability to partner and collaborate and hear other people's thoughts while you go and do things your way, while you still continue to be an authoritative figure for your own life, right? That is the message here. I'm going to use some self-care cards to look at how do you connect to your higher self, because you're not going to remember this, I'm sure, for the next 10 years, every day. What can you do right here, right now, for this destiny to unfold for you, for this beautiful, cards that we've seen you work with, seem possible for you, because tarot is just present energy, right? These are possibilities for you. These are what you can have. This is what spirit wants you to know you can receive. So now I want to look, what can you do? What activities can you do? What can you do for yourself to align yourself to these blessings? If this reading has so far resonated for you and it has brought you some positivity, inspiration, sounds like your life goals, sound like things that you needed a call out for, I hope you've already hit the like button. And if you have found some resonance and you've reached this part of this reading, don't forget to leave me a flower emoji. You've literally picked a garden. Make a meal. Okay, the first thing that spirit wants to do for you and with you is look at what you're eating, right? All of these structure, goals, great plans, vision, traveling, partnership, children, if you're going to make a family, do you eat well? What are you going to feed into the next generation, right? How is your body reacting? So making a meal and using that as a axis of connecting to the higher self, eating well, eating green, taking care of your mind, body, spirit. Of course, what we eat is what we are. So that's one way for you to align yourself to all these blessings that we've looked at for the next 10 years. Okay, we have 2 cards that have flipped. And let's see what shows up. Wow, it's literally just food, right? Number 5, number 9. Hydration. Working with water meditation and water manifestations, right, will be tremendously healing, beneficial. You literally picked those cards as well, which had a lot to do with heart chakra, and heart chakra healing is very possible, is accelerated through water energies. Positive affirmations. This brings me back to that solar chakra plexus. Do not short sell yourself. Don't try to believe that, I can't do it. It's just too hard. It's just not me. This is so difficult. Instead of that, affirm that you're brave, you're beautiful, you're worthy, you're grateful. I love the words that are written here, right? You're healthy, and work with the moon phases. Okay, I noticed that for the first time in this card, and I'm sure that's a message for you. Work with the moon phases. I choose love. I absolutely love how this is pulling up. These are some of the ways in which you can align to the different blessings, to the different message, to the life that we've just seen, which is very, very possible for you in the next 10 years as we unfold this. Okay, we are going to wrap this up with some messages from my favorite Ascended Master, Sai Baba. And of course, if you are a believer, if his energy has touched you, I'm not taking that, I was not ready. Don't forget to type Om Sai Ram. Okay, I'm going to post this on a Thursday, so I couldn't think of a better Ascended Master to take guidance from for the next 10 years for you. Wow, I'm not ready, so I'm not taking those cards, too many cards. We're going to take about 3 cards from Baba. Okay. Wow. Okay, I know all of you may not be able to read Hindi. The cards is in Hindi. It literally says everything is okay. Okay, fear is what you need to conquer, and I don't think the fear is external at all. You just do not want to face what life demands out of you. So if you're struggling with something, we did have that personal resolution card. This is just, again, affirmations and blessings from him, that whatever you're worrying about, whatever your fears are, that's not true. That's not your reality. Don't make it your reality. Let's look at this one. Helping other people. Okay, definitely Ascended Master wants to come in here and tell you that if you can, perhaps make it a routine, make it a part of your life. Take out a percentage of your income to support those in need, underprivileged, especially donating food as a part of your rituals. Using the tea leaf, I always look at this card and I think of the herb basil, right? Drinking basil tea. Again, everything to do with health will be tremendously beneficial for you. A sense of cleansing is what I'm also feeling as a message coming out for this file. So in the next 10 years, you're going to be actually very, I don't want to use the word purified because that's a funny message, but I'm hearing that word, it's like as if it's pure, it's clear, it's clean, it's your mind, body, wow, again, the balanced diet. This brings two things, okay? First of course, all of us have fire, water, air, earth, and ether, all 5 elements in us, and to bring into balance all of that, right? We did talk about the active masculine energy. This for me always is also talking about, again, what you consume is what you are. In the next 10 years, you're going to be very, very focused on not just gaining a lot of money, wealth, love, not just one thing. It's a more holistic life. It's a life that incorporates all aspects, and there's a lot of balance, there's a lot of fulfillment across all specters of life for you. I hope this has helped you. I hope it gave you some inspiration, some clarity as to what you're being asked to do, what you can possibly achieve in the next 10 years, and what is holding you back. I hope to see you in the next reading. I hope you've already hit subscribe. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. Welcome again if you've picked pile 2. This is the Dragonfly, which for me is always linked to the zodiac sign of Aquarius. It is linked to spiritual awakening. It is linked to rising higher, and ascension is clearly likely for you in the next 10 years. If you haven't yet seen messages from your future self reading for the 3 years from now and 2 years from now, you will find those links in the description box below. And before we begin, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It will be really, really helpful for me, okay? Let's look at what can we expect as the major themes happening in the next 3 years for you, okay? We have, wow, spiritual awakening. I just said that. Here we go. Hanged Man. And what are the major themes that shows up for this pile? For pile 2, thank you. Okay, too many cards, but we will take the first 3 that fell. I've seen the Temperance. We'll see how that flows into the reading. The World and the Empress. Beautiful. Hermit is your underlying energy. Very spiritual pile, and if you don't think that is a word that you associate with, the next 10 years are going to change that for you tremendously. Okay. Don't worry if the lighting makes you think that you won't be able to see the cards. We will. I always give a close-up of each of the cards. Now let's look at some additional tarot cards for your reading. What can we expect for pile 2 to happen in the next 2 years? Is this slightly clearer? I think so. Yep. Okay, for the next, did I say 2 years? Sorry. We'll get to the 2-year part as well. 10 years from now, what's happening for pile 2? 10 years from now, what's happening for pile 2? 10 years from now. Okay, I don't know, very random message channel, but some of you are drinking something and as a part of your diet, which is not very good for you. This may not be alcohol itself, but just something that doesn't work for your body. Okay, so maybe you want to look at what you're drinking, some specific message. Ace of Pentacles is your underlying energy. And let's see these cards here. Let me just set the camera. Okay. All right, we have Justice, the Lovers. If you were confused between 1 and 2, there is an energy link, by the way, that I see between 1 and 2. Okay, Justice, Lovers, the 5 of Swords. Choices. Very strong Libra energy here, by the way. And the 2 of Cups. Yep, clearly. This pile may want to see pile 1 as well, if you were drawn to it. If you're not, then that's okay. All right. Let's see the messages that showed up for you. What can you expect in the next 10 years? All right, first things first, no matter whether you're a male or a female or any other gender that you associate yourself with, the ability to receive the grace of the divine comes from our divine feminine energy, right? The ability to create with others, the ability to work with others, the ability to partner with others is through our divine feminine energy. And with the Empress card showing up right here for you, she's sitting on a lotus, she's about to deliver. Some of you are going to launch a big project, okay? Your underlying energy was the Ace of Pentacles. If you're planning a project, if there's a startup in your mind, if there's a new job that you're going to start, we're going to be at different stages of life, with different people watching this. If you're in school and you're about to enter into your career space, clearly creativity, art, everything that is linked with the energy of Venus, cosmetics, jewelry, skincare, beauty, artistic abilities, any kind of a nurturing ability as well is all showing up for you. These are certain professions which might start intriguing you, and these are certain things that you may want to start working with. Okay, with the Empress energy here, of course, and the Lovers and the Two of Cups, needless to say, romance is high on the cards. Okay, love is highly likely. For many of you, it could be. I don't have the marriage card, to be honest, except the Justice card, so there is a mixture here. Okay, some of you will get into a legal contract, which could of course be marriage. Some of you may be marrying somebody who's walking out of a marriage currently, or in the next 10 years, choosing to be with you instead of their previous partner, because this is always a karmic contract, and karma is very strong in this pile. Okay, you're perhaps dealing right now, or in the next 10 years, we can split it into half and half. Certain parts of the year, certain parts of the next 10 years will continue to bring in a lot of karmic relationships, because there is clearly a lot of ascension happening for you. If you're dealing currently with a karmic partner, then there's a choice for you ahead, right? To walk away, to choose better, to learn the lesson, and to create something new, to build something new from zero. Okay, so there's too many messages here, so I'm kind of going to go a little zigzags. Have patience, we'll kind of all sum it all together. Okay, I want to talk about these two cards together first. Okay, the Five of Swords is a history repeating itself. Are your thoughts making you stay at a stuck place? Okay, in the next 5 years, you will learn to conquer your own mind. That is the most important thing that I feel pile 2 needs. Your worst enemy could sometimes be your own thoughts. This, of course, is also the card of karmic relationships. So if there have been a repeated pattern in your life when it comes to, you keep attracting similar people in different bodies, and karmics are not just romantic, right? These could be even professional opportunities. There's just something always which is similar in the kind of workspace that you get into. There's something always similar in the way you've always had to deal with life. That is changing tremendously in the next 10 years from now. Okay, there's a change in perspective coming, and this change in perspective for you, the Hangman, always talks about something shifts within, hence your reality shifts. Nothing really changes outside. It's what you are, it's who you are that changes, which changes your entire game. Okay, in whatever religion you believe in, start connecting more with the higher spirit. Start spending time meditating, praying, doing more spiritual practices, fasting. These kind of things will truly help you cleanse and detox your mind. Okay, drinking a lot of water is of course very important for this pile. In the next 10 years, if any of you are currently dealing with any kind of a legal dispute, or if you get into a legal dispute, you will win. Okay, because there might be a karmic debt that you have to pay, but you will get out of it, and you will be on the victorious side. Okay, the things will work out in your favor. All right, talking about some zodiac signs here, we have the Libra with the Justice and the Empress card, the two cards which are strongly the Libra energies card. We do have the Pisces energy, we have the Lovers with the Gemini energy, we have the World card, which is all about the fixed signs. So there's Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius, right? The World card and the Justice card together also tells me that I don't know why this message is coming up repeatedly. It's the first time that's happening to me in tarot readings. Something is clearly shifting across the globe as a policy, as a lawmaker. The lawmakers make some changes across the globe, which is why I'm saying maybe you want to hear pile 1 as well, which changes the reality as we know it. Right, which changes the world as we know it, and the world for you inside and out. Right, seems, looking at the spread of the card for both pile 1 and pile 2, it is a positive change, but it is definitely a change which cannot be ignored. Right, whatever projects you're working on, there is clearly a sense of completion here. Right, World card always talks about a successful fruition, a successful completion. You're going to end one phase of life, there's going to be a shift of perspective, and you move towards the second phase of life. And the second phase of life is highly spiritual. Okay, spirituality means different things to all of us, so it doesn't mean that all of you would be spending a lot of time in temples, mosques, or churches. It could be just you're more engaged in humanitarian activities. It could be more that you're asking yourself those existential questions as to why are you here, what is the purpose of, what are you here to create, what is your life purpose. These things are also linked to spirituality after all. Like I said, if you are in any kind of a phase of life wherein you're planning to start something, take this as a big thumbs up, because this is spirit affirming that if there's a thought, if there's an idea which is at its growing stages right now, focus on it, do it the due justice, because you can definitely attain success on it. Okay, partnerships are definitely there for you in the next 2 years, whether these are business partnerships or collaborations or your romantic relationships. Many of you who have never yet lived a soulmate relationship, in the next 10 years, that is changing. Okay, you will truly understand what it means to be unconditionally loved, unconditionally cared for. Okay, this person may have strong, like I said, Libra placements or Gemini placements or Pisces placements or the fixed signs energies that we've said. With this card, with this tattoo and this tricyclon showing up for me here, it also brings me to think about the Sagittarius and a sense of surrendering. Okay, to be unconditionally loved will always make you feel as if you can let your guard down. So if you're somebody has a personality who's always feeling like I have to be on guard and relationships do not work out well because of course, clearly this file has lived through certain karmic relationships, that is going to tremendously change for you in the next 10 years, all right? Be very mindful though of how your own thoughts sabotage your relationships, your friendships, your way of looking at life, what holds you back. Okay, if there is a karmic partner who keeps on making you feel like you're an idiot, I'm just going to say it as it is, let them go. Okay, they're not holding you back, you're holding yourself back for them. It's time for you to release these negative thought patterns about self, about life, about relationships, about what you can or cannot achieve. Change that perspective and go be, live the life that you deserve, which is clearly unfolding for you in the next 10 years. This is a lot of love, which of course I can repeatedly talk about it, but you get the gist. You are attracting a lot of loving partners. Your beauty, your sense of beauty is also changing. Okay, so if you have goals, like in 10 years, this is how I want to look. In 3 years, this is what I want to do. Those things are very, very possible for you. Okay, there is a successful completion of your beauty goals, of your physical goals, of how you want to beautify your own space, right? All of those things are important. Some key years in the next 10 years would of course be 2, 6 and 5, 2, 5 and 6, as that plays out for you. So 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 6 years from now, which is why this file should go watch the reading when I've said future messages from, messages from your future self 2 years from now. Okay, we are going to move towards, we'll go to with moonology first. Okay, let's see what shows up. You guys may also be very, very active in the meditation, as a practice in the next 10 years, right? Because I do have the Hangman and the Five of Swords, and this person is troubled by their own mind, troubled by the thoughts that keep on coming up, troubled by the conflicts that they get into. In whatever conflicts you get in the next 5, 10 years, and they'll never sugarcoat it, there are conflicts in life, some of them, bigger, some of them small. The more love you can bring in, the more compassion you can bring in, the more inner peace and beauty that you can bring into that situation, it will fall out beautifully in your favor. Okay, there's a balancing of scales happening. Justice is literally the scales itself, and if you see in this card, it is about who she is on the inside. That's what she reflects on the outside, right? The light and the shadow. Yeah, and karma clearing, karma balancing is also very likely, because this is the karmic tie and there's a balance happening between karmic relationships for you. Full moon in Aquarius. This pile really is connected to pile 1. Show the world the real you. Authenticity. If you're questioning your own beauty, where do I stand in this place? How am I beautiful? Others seem to be more prettier than me. To me, others seem more hotter than me. Others seem more achieved than me, successful than me. All of that is changing. You start loving your life. You start loving your journey in the next 10 years. There are many blessings coming for you, but I don't think it's based on the blessings. It just comes from that inner knowing, that inner connection, which is why the first card out was the Hangman. When you're connected to the source, you know that you're loved, your journey is special, you're unique. I want you to affirm these things in the comments below, okay? I am unique and I love my journey. Be bold and make the first move, the cardinal moon. Oh, I don't know why this pile has a lot of Libra energy. Look at where your 7th house is in your birth chart. I invite you to join my Instagram account if you're not following me there. I share a lot of content related to these things on my Instagram handle. And one more card. Expect powerful change, new moon in eclipse, okay? This pile, now that just kind of affirms to me repeatedly, there's clearly a confidence issue, right? For you guys. You do not feel strong enough, powerful enough as you watch this reading to, claim your throne, be the diva. Some of you just, how do I explain it? It's good to be nice and loving, but you're doing yourself no favor if you do not know where you stand in other people's life, how you should be treated, how you want to be loved, what is your love language, how do you want, both the cups need to be full. You don't have to be giving only. Somebody else has to love you the right way. Somebody has to reciprocate the right way. Okay, and somewhere during this journey of life, you felt as if, I just always have to be this person who gives more, because as if something's wrong with you, as if, I'm trying to find the right words, as if the people in your life are better than you, okay, and you lack something, so hence you have to be constantly compensating for whatever you lacked. You do not lack anything, and that is what is unfolding in the next 10 years for you. The world will start to appreciate you for you, but you need to come out of your shell and first start showing you. There's an irony that happens. I want people to love me for who I am, but if you never show who you are, how will they love you for who you are? And then you keep feeling like as if I'm not lovable for who I am. So don't wear a mask. The more authentic you can be, the more true you can be to yourself and thereby to other people's, to your relationship, the next 10 years give you the opportunity to make this powerful shift, to own your throne. Okay, Libra is a very diva energy, which is why I feel like you're repeatedly getting that message as well. The Justice and the Empress. The Empress knows her value, right? This is the lawmaker. She knows I make the laws, I make the rules. In the next 10 years, this pile will learn how to set boundaries, learn how to stick with those boundaries as well. That is another message, okay? And where does that come from? Let's not forget, your card was Hermit. In the next few years, you will perhaps, or you're perhaps at this zone right now when you're watching this reading, of withdrawing your energy. To go back and ask yourself, to go back to the basics and ask yourself, what is my love language? How do I want to be loved? Do I love myself well enough? Right? Because the Hermit is a mode of isolation that gives you wisdom, right? It's also the card Virgo, which is right before Libra, right? You cannot have that, you cannot embody the energy of being a diva, being a strong, powerful enigma before you've really had your grounding set right? Before you really have done the work. Virgo is the 6th house, Libra is the 7th house, right? So you got to do your work. You got to change your habits. You got to ask yourself those hard questions. You got to take a microscope and look at your life, and that's what's happening for you in the next 10 years. You're looking at taking a microscope and looking at life and asking what needs to be changed within me. Where do I need boundaries? Where do I need standards? Virgo is the epitome of standards, okay? So if you're somebody who's asking yourself, am I asking for too much by setting these standards for myself? No, you're not. Okay, and if you don't have anything which you call as setting your standards, that's changing in the next 10 years, okay? Let us look at how can you ease. There are many blessings here, of course, success, love, partnerships, winning over disputes, coming across as a winner and a diva. I'm going to use the self-care cards to ask Spirit, how do you go ahead and connect to this energy? What can you do as tangible actions or incorporate in your life to get to this place, okay, to get this powerful change and shift, okay? Connect with crystals, working with crystals. I mean, this doesn't need the explanation, right? Bring in more crystals into your life, meditate with crystals. I would strongly recommend this pile to work with amethyst, with clear quartz, and with tiger's eye. Sorry. Yeah, I literally blanked out for a minute. Sorry. All right. Oh, what else can we do to connect to this? Beautiful. Tarot is just current energy, right? We did an energy check. These are your blessings possible. I mean, look at this romantic couple, right? But in order for you to attract it, you need to make the move, right? And the move would be, wow, you clearly have great friends in life, perhaps. If you don't, you're attracting better friends as well. Spending time with friends. Check yourself with whose company are you in. They say, show me your close people and I'll show you how successful you could be. Look at them. They're doing tarot. They're having a great time together. Connect yourself with people who are linked to spirituality. The more people you bring into your life who resonate with the higher values, okay? And I'm not saying become judgmental, but you get the drift, right? Who care for the same existential questions that you're asking, who care to connect to their higher source, who are linked to these things. Our company does play a strong role in where we are going, right? So if you have people in your life who are perhaps just not interested in asking these questions, then maybe they are not your people in the next 10 years, and that's changing for you, right? Let's look at one more card. Positive affirmations. Wow, I really think this pile should go watch pile 1, okay? Very, very repeated linked energy, but slightly different from pile 1. Number 5, number 4, number 2. Some, again, important numbers for you. Working with positive affirmations. This pile really needs a confidence boost, okay? And in the next 10 years, you get your place into the world. I'm going to move on to the last part of this reading. I hope you found some inspiration and some resonance with where you are in life, and some tangible actions to take in the next 10 years to get you to these beautiful blessings. If you did, I hope you've already hit the like button and the subscribe button by now. Let us see what guidance Baba has for you. Okay. Wow. This pile really needs to be connecting to souls who are linked to your higher purpose, to creativity, to building a business. Okay, if you're a startup owner, you need to start connecting with other startup owners. If you are trying to learn spiritual acts, if you're trying to bring in more spirituality into your act, you need to connect with people who are into the spiritual realm. Friends and who you're connected with will play a tremendous role in the next 10 years, and you're perhaps connecting in the next 10 years with such souls. Wow, do you even see the images? You don't even have to know the words. It's interconnection. Right? Understanding that we are all a part of this. Unity consciousness is something you may want to deep dive into if you still don't know what the concept means. Baba wants to tell you that you don't have to do this journey alone, okay? And if you're asking yourself, have I made enough progress? Yes, you have, and you're going to make tremendous progress in the next 10 years as well, especially linked to your spiritual life, especially linked to where your soul is, how you feel confident, how you experience life. That is going to be more beautiful, more holistic, feels like a more flowing energy rather than an uphill struggle, uphill battle. Okay, I hope this helped you. I hope this gave you some clarity and some excitement for the next 10 years. A very, very, spiritually ascended next 10 years await you. And I don't think there's anything more beautiful than that at all, of being a part of the human journey. Our soul craves it, our soul needs it. This was an amazing opportunity to read for you guys. Thank you again. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome, my dear Pile 3s, my Instagram family. And if you're not there with me, I invite you to join me there. Often wants to know and gets excited and sends me cute DMs telling me, hey, I picked the same pile that you picked. So this time, this is my pile. Where is life taking you? What are the major events in the next 10 years from whenever you're watching this? The new moon, of course, talks about starts, beginning, intention setting, a fresh start, right? And if you're again, join me on Instagram. We've covered a lot of new moon rituals there. So let's look at what are some major events and themes at play for the next 10 years for you. There is a reading, Messages from Your Future Self 2 years from now, in the description box below, along with some annual readings as well for the year 2022. If you're watching this when I post it, do click on those links as well after you're done with this reading. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe. What are you waiting for? Okay, let's see. What can we expect, Spirit, as major themes in the next 10 years for pile 3? Major themes, major... wow, a lot happened in between that, and we had the Wheel of Fortune turn. So I will take that, but give me a minute. Something dropped. I love how the cards behave when we get the cards, by the way. Did you just see how Wheel of Fortune fell, right? It was a... literally universe stepping in and changing the game. Okay, the word I'm channeling is game changer. Let's see what else comes up for you. I'm not taking that, but we saw the Emperor. We were not ready. We were still shuffling. What can we expect for pile 3 for the next 10 years? What's happening in the next 10 years, Spirit? Thank you. What's happening in the next 10 years for pile 3? What's happening for next 10 years? Okay, your underlying energy is the Empress. We saw the Emperor. We see the Empress here. We'll see how this plays out. I'm going to take some more tarot cards first. Let's see these cards. The Fool, the fresh start again. The journey begins. The Fool to the... oh my God. Wow. I'm excited for myself. I don't know about you. We have the Fool. We have the Magician. We have the Wheel of Fortune. This is a combination of master manifester. Darling, the world is your oyster in the next 10 years. Whatever you want to get, you can get it. That is the first message I really want to give pile 3. The Magician and the Fool together is literally, what do you want? What makes you think that you can't have it? Okay, that's the first message I want to give you. Let us look at additional tarot guidance for what's unfolding for pile 3 in the next 10 years. What can we expect for pile 3 in the next 10 years? Oops, 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 oops. That's a hard shuffle. Let's give it one more shuffle. If you would like a personal reading from me, by the way, there is an email address shared. You can also DM me on my Instagram account. And let's see. Next 10 years for pile 3. What's happening? Next 10 years for pile 3. Next 10 years. Okay. This is why I love tarot. We have 2 Wheel of Fortune. I mean, come on, didn't I say, what is it that you want and what makes you think you can't have it? The universe is ready to give it to you if you're ready to receive it, if you're ready to work for it, if you're ready to align yourself to it, okay? Okay, wait, we're not ready. I wasn't ready, but I'll see what this is. Six of Pentacles. Yep, give and receive. Some of you may have blockages when it comes to asking for help, by the way, and that will change in the next 10 years. Okay, I'm going to take 2 more cards. What can we expect for pile 3 in the next 10 years? We'll take the first card, Hermit. What can we expect for pile 3 in the next 10 years? What's happening? Okay. The Ace of Wands. Wow. Okay. Are we good to go? I don't know why I feel like let's draw one more card. We have space here, right? Let's draw one more card. Because we had too many cards that flipped. We'll draw one more card. What can we expect for pile 3 in the next 10 years? Okay. Wow. This guy has shown up, I think, in a lot of 2 out of 3 readings so far. I don't know. I understood why I was trying to draw one more card. This guy wanted to come out. Okay. We have the 5 of Cups as the underlying energy. Empress and Lovers were your underlying energies, by the way, as well. Sorry, Empress and 5 of Cups. What is happening for pile 3 in the next 10 years? First of all, I want to start off with the Fool card. A fool is not the fool by the measure of that he's stupid. A fool has covered a journey. Okay, he's gone from this fool to the world. He has acquired certain wisdom already. He knows that life is cyclic. Okay, it's a cycle that is at play. And because he knows it, because he's made peace with it, he's ready for the new adventure. There's no fears in the heart of the fool. The fool has no guarantee what is unfolding, but the fool has faith. Okay, the fool has no fear, the fool has faith. And faith is what you will have in the next 10 years, because I think this pile, you've reached a certain phase of life wherein you know, if I've lived so far, and if it's been a great journey, it's been a journey I've been able to manage on my own, nothing is coming ahead which can scare me from getting my goals. Okay, from achieving what I want, from going after what I want. The whole point of life is experiences. If you've not experienced it yet, that is where the first part of the 10 years begins. You are ready to manifest. This is the Master Manifestor card, the Magician, right? Some of you may actually literally get very interested in magic if you're not already a part of, the tarot community, the spiritual community, manifesting things, law of attraction. These things have picked up pace, in the past few years anyway, as we've seen on the internet. And there's a reason for that, right? People want to find their own connection to the divine, and that's absolutely fine. You start believing, you start having faith in your own ability to manifest the life that you want, okay? Some of you may literally be, going through some sort of a skill acquisition, which is a tremendous game changer, like a MBA or a post-graduation or a diploma or a PhD, or you go through some rigorous training that makes you, that brings in a lot of abundance, prosperity, and luck into your life. Money, if that's what you are after in the next 10 years, is definitely on the cards, darling. The Magician and the Wheel of Fortune is like literally you asking for something, universe delivering. You asking for something, universe delivering. If you haven't yet played the manifestation game, wherein you just write checks to yourself and checks out to whatever thing you want, whatever you want to contribute towards, I strongly recommend you start doing it, because the universe is ready to deliver whatever you ask for, whatever you are seeking for in the next 10 years. Okay. Magician is also, of course, skill acquisition and the gift of gab. It is the Gemini card. It is the Sagittarius card, right? So look in what houses, in what planets do these cards fall. We have 2 Wheel of Fortune here. Let's talk about this one now. This card gives me definitely the energy that no matter how you play your cards, you're going to win. Okay, she literally has the dice. No matter how the dice falls, she's going to win it. And because she has that faith, this pile has a lot of faith in their abilities, because the Magician has faith in his own abilities before anything else. Why do you have this faith? Because in the next 10 years, how life is unfolding is you understand that you're actually more wiser than you give yourself credit for. You've actually acquired more wisdom. The King of Swords is all about, the owl is intuition. This is ancestors and information. Right? You have the support of both. In the next 10 years, you literally experience, feathers are again angel guides, right? You experience the power that lies in knowledge. Okay, knowledge acquisition is clearly on the cards for you for this pile, in whatever way that comes to you. This could be through formal education, through spiritual retreats, through the people that you connect with. Strong air sign energy here, by the way. Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, Pisces. Sorry, Aquarius. I don't know why I said Pisces, but Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. This is the Virgo card. This is the, and look at the number of major arcanas we have here, right? Major shifts, literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards here are major arcanas. You cannot ignore this energy. Double Gemini here, by the way. Yeah, so because she has acquired that knowledge, because she has the right kind of support, because she feels guided. I love how in this deck, the Hermit, even though alone, is leaving the light on for those who want to follow this path. Some of you may literally become cult leaders, okay? Or some of you may become leaders in the sense of groundbreaking discoveries that you do. Some of you may be scientists in the next 10 years if you're in that field of education right now, because this is the card of the scientist as well, right? He's very logical, he's very analytical, and there are certain discoveries that you've made and you're leading other people to that place. Okay, this is leading people through your thoughts. Some of you will develop certain psychic abilities because this is that solitude that brings you the ability to connect with people through thoughts. Okay, clairsentience, another one that you may develop. The Ace of Wands, oh my God. You have ideas and you're ready to chase your ideas. You are going to be very, very inspired in the next 10 years because obviously you have luck on your side. Right? These two talk about the luck is on your side. And because the luck is on your side, because you've acquired the due wisdom, the due knowledge, you are ready to charge ahead. You're ready to initiate. You're ready to begin this journey. You have so many beginning cards here. The Ace of Wands, the Fool, the Moon itself. You're starting off a new journey and oh my. Okay. Some of you with the Lovers and this King of Swords showing up may be attracting an air sign or an earth sign as a romantic partner if that's what's on the cards for you, if that's what you're looking out for. For many of you, this could also actually mean having a choice. Okay, you will have, because the Lovers is always choice first, okay? To choose, the more you can come to choosing yourself, the higher likely it is for you to attract the right partner. Okay, so choose yourself. I don't know if you've seen it, so is it Grey's Anatomy? Pick me, choose me. So pick yourself, choose yourself. Okay, there is a certain amount of surrender as well with this card, with this Lovers card, especially with that symbol showing up here. Surrendering to the higher self, okay? While you're ready to manifest and you're being a very active manifester, you've also acquired the wisdom that you need to have the patience. The Hermit is a very patient card. You need to have the patience for this to unfold. Okay, there's a relationship which will unfold for you at its own pace and you're very much at peace with it. Okay, you're at peace with where life is taking you. If you're somebody who feels very restless or anxiety driven right now, the next 10 years bring you to that calm place wherein you are ready and you have that knowledge that faith protects me, faith guides me, faith will take care of me through all of this. Of course, any kind of a passion project is a big thumbs up with the Ace of Wands showing up. Connect to your higher self. Again, spirituality and the Fool, meditation, crown chakra, third eye. These are some psychic abilities that you're also perhaps going to be developed through more third eye clearance. Okay, work with the, no wonder I want to always keep this stone with me, selenite, to cut away any debris on your spiritual debris, blockages on your third eye. Okay, there's clearly a growth which is unstoppable, right? But some of it you perhaps don't see coming right now because the Wheel of Fortune is not something we see coming. It's just universe turning the tides, turning the table. This pile will have a 180-degree shift in the next 8 to 10 years. Wherever you are, whatever your plans are, maybe you'll have that, awakening, like, you know what, no, this is not where I'm going. This is not the road that I'm taking. I'm going the other way. And then suddenly things just start falling into your lap. Okay, I hope I could explain that right. I'm going to move towards some Moonology cards to see what's going on in the next 10 years for you. Beautiful cards here, guys. Amazing, okay. You may actually find a guru as well or some sort of a mentor in the next 10 years who will be playing a tremendous role in your life because the King of Swords is that intelligent expert in their field. Hermit is again that isolation and learning something, and Fool is the energy of I'm ready, teach me, So the more you're open to learning, the more you can connect to people who are higher up in your industry or in the fields that you're interested in. You will have support. Support is clearly there from Spirit, okay, in the next 10 years as life unfolds. What else can we expect for pile? Wow, okay. Maybe you were drawn to pile 1. If you were, there's a message for you there, okay? And let's see. One more card, please. Very strong Aquarius energy here. And Virgo. I was going to say, wow. Okay. What's with Aquarius and Virgo here? Fixed moon. Okay. Hold your vision. Wow. Wow. Look at the heavy Virgo energy. Your day-to-day habits are going to play a critical role in the next 10 years' success, okay? Are you eating right? Are you working out? Are you keeping the promises to yourself? That is just Virgo overload here, okay? Of course, giving is a wonderful way to receive, but as an energy, what is going to shift in you is if you question, again, am I wise enough? Am I smart enough? Do I know enough? Am I really an expert? Am I over, you're going to get over self-doubt. Self-doubt is what goes away from your life in the next 10 years. For many of you, the 6th house can also indicate a better health, because you're just taking care of yourself overall. So better health is highly, highly likely for you in the next 10 years. You could be literally the, those kind of people who just have such great routines, such great structure in life that people just go like, how are they doing it? How are they so sorted? Okay, that's the word. You're becoming sorted. Okay. As adventurous as you are, and because the Fool and the Magician are adventurous, it does not mean that there is no structure. The adventure comes from the structure. The fun comes from the discipline that you've brought into your life. Connecting to the Gaia and connecting to Mother Earth, being of service to those who are underprivileged is going to be a major theme of life for you in the next 10 years. Beautiful cards, guys. Beautiful cards. Okay. This, of course, tells me about as you go through this, as you are passionate, as you're driving, as you're doing all of this, don't forget to love. Okay, what is the point of building this wonderful empire without this amazing partnership at play, right? And I don't mean romantic love only. Love yourself, love the people around you, love your community. How are you engaging with others? Okay, isolation is great for wisdom, for self-care, for me time and solitude. I'm a big pro of that. But let's not forget that we're doing it for a greater good. And the greater good has to be aligned. Be ready to give. Be ready to contribute. Be ready to be a part of. In the next 10 years, if you're somebody who typically is very introvert, who likes to stay in their own shell, who doesn't like to go out, doesn't party, doesn't meet people, doesn't go travel. Traveling is a big thing. Wow, I can't believe I missed that until this message came up. You have a lot of cards here. 2 wheels of fortune. So your life is changing 360 or rather a 180. And it's changing perhaps because you are moving to a place that is perhaps a little alien to you. Okay, a little different to you, and you'll be fine there. You'll be comfortable there. I think some of you have this fear of staying in that zone, which you've always known, because new things perhaps scare you. And that is changing internally, because that changes internally. Your life changes externally as well, okay? I'm going to pull some self-care cards to ask Spirit, what can we do tangibly? Okay, what actions can we do to align to these wonderful blessings that I'm seeing here, okay? Some of you may actually marry somebody who travels a lot, or you may actually be in the next 10 years with a partnership, who brings in a lot of wisdom into your life, who actually helps you bring in this routine as well. Okay, so you would know which side are you. Are you typically somebody who's more adventurous, chaotic, impulsive? Then your partner that comes into your life brings in this heavy earth energy, okay? If it's the other way around, then you bring in that energy, they bring in that sense of adventure, fun, let's go explore, let's try something new energy for you, okay? And I feel all of us have a little bit of both. Typically, we just are different people at different phases of life. What can we do? That's what I'm asking through these self-care cards, to align ourselves to these wonderful blessings, to these wonderful gifts, okay? Literally, some of you are getting gifts from universe for the spiritual work that you've done, for the inner work that you've done, for the shadow work that you've done, and that's going to pay off for you in the next, for the energy work that you've done in the next 10 years. The number 22 or the number 4 would be relevant. Again, this is chakra meditation, something that you definitely should be doing to keep yourself aligned and grounded and to get this spiritual wisdom that you deserve. What can we do in the next, right here, right now, to achieve these, to get these blessings that we seek? Connect with your ancestors. Did we not talk about having a card where, okay, yes, this one. The crow is the ancestors. Make an altar for them. Work with them. This is, do you see, this is, in the traditional tarot, the hermit is on a mountain. This girl is also on a mountain, and there are mountains here. something to do with mountain life. Maybe that's also changing for you. Maybe you move to a place which has a lot of mountains. That's another vision, perhaps, but connect with your ancestors, okay? Number 5, number 4. Those are 2 numbers that we've gone. And one more card. Flow like water. Love this. Okay, some of you actually want to swim. I don't know about you. For the past 30 years, I've just been thinking about, hey, I want to learn swimming. That maybe could be a call out for me itself. But flow life, of course, could be okay, this is how beautifully tarot sums up. As much as you want to hold on to your vision, remember that you had 2 Wheel of Fortune, right? Yes, you can ask, and yes, you can manifest everything that you want. And yes, faith is all that you need. And faith also means that having the ability to flow, right? Ability to flow with what Spirit brings into your life, ability to receive what Spirit brings into your life. You just don't have to be doing, right? You also have to be receiving the perks and the benefits of what you have asked for. Let us finally sum this up with some guidance from my favorite Ascended Master, Sai Baba. If you've reached this part of this reading, and if it has resonated with your life so far, brought you some inspiration and motivation, do me a favor, hit that like button, and wow, this pile really is going through some spiritual awakening, right? Surrendering. Ask and it is given, but ask and allow to surrender. Okay, some of you may actually be connecting yourself, but I think because the more your psychic abilities rise, the more you feel connected to the source, you understand that you don't have to do this alone, right? You don't have to do this alone. Let us see what else we get for guidance from Baba for the next 10 years. Wow, don't speak the bad, don't be the bad. Don't watch the bad, okay? So the more positive energy that you can bring in, energy work, that was the message. The more good deeds, the more acts of service that you can perhaps deliver. Virgo, right? Service oriented. Surrender is trying not to claim the power for self. The fool is free, right? Why is the fool free? The fool doesn't want anything. The fool is just free because it knows that it's being taken care of by a higher source. That is what is shifting for you in the next 10 years. You no longer just... it's great to want a big car and a big house and a nice partner, and all of those things are coming for you, right? We've seen those cards. But if you chase it, it will just keep running away. Doing it for knowing that the purpose of life is to serve, right? A great life lived is a great life served. That is the energy that you're moving towards in the next 10 years. And what a beautiful pile, guys. I mean, congratulate yourself for this. Whatever has ended, you got to let it go. Okay? Nothing in life is permanent. And this is a lesson that I think you've learned repeatedly. In the next 10 years, you need to remember that if you surrender, you will receive what you definitely deserve. And there are so many blessings coming for you, right? You're going to be a source. You're literally going to be a source of happiness, joy, ascension for other people in life, for beginnings for other people in life as well. And that is why I'm repeatedly saying, when you manifest great things for yourself, ask something amazing for your community. When you manifest great things for your life, when you ask for a partner, when you ask for a car, when you ask for money, make sure that you're including the larger community in it. Because if you were God, put yourself in God's shoes, right? Wouldn't you want to first listen to those who are asking for everybody else as well, right? That's just the energy, that's just the positive momentum that will bring you into alignment with these amazing, wonderful blessings that you're getting. Some of you may actually even start or own an NGO of its own kind, right? A shelter home, an NGO, an ashram, something to do with those kind of activities as well, which play a tremendous role in your ascension, in your knowledge, in your ability to analyze where life is going. You have a very strong analytical power which is rising in the next 10 years. If you're not already a very analytical person, you will be able to look at life from a zoomed in yet a zoomed out way. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell here. That balance between not missing the details but noticing the patterns and then surrendering once we've fixed whatever the bugs in the system was. Okay, I hope this has helped you. If it has helped you, I want you to leave me a moon emoji below so that others know that you've picked this pile, and I will see you in your next reading. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome, my dear Pile 4s. Last but not the least, if you have skipped the introduction, I invite you to join me in my Instagram account wherein I post daily content. And there's a reading for you in the description box below which talks about messages from your future self 2 years from now. We are going to look at what are the major events and themes at play for you, what's happening in life, how can you connect to your higher source in the next 10 years. If you haven't yet hit the subscribe button, do me a favor and hit that first. Makes a huge difference to me, okay? Wow, the first card came out quick, the world. What is happening for pile 4? For the next 10 years, what can we expect for pile 4 in the next 10 years? Your underlying energy is the star. Wow. You know, it's funny, clearly the next 10 years for us as a collective is very spiritual. Wow, that's where I was going. And we have the Fool card and the Moon card. Wow. Okay. Now I'm going to look at some tarot cards and expand into this reading. Then we will start reading what energies we've received so far. Okay, what can we expect for pile 4 in the next 10 years? What can we expect for pile 4 in the next 10 years? What's unfolding for pile 4? Something's clearly ending and something new begins. The world is a successful completion. The Fool is a new start, right? So something's ending, something comes to a close, and something begins for pile 4. So let's see, what can we expect in the, okay, ideally I'm taking 3, but for you, I will just like keep shuffling, so I'm just going to take one more. What can we expect for pile 4? Okay. Knight of Pentacles, that is your underlying energy. Wow, we actually have the maximum cards for you guys. The Sun, the World. Wow, 2 worlds. This is interesting. Another pile had same confirmation cards. And if you were drawn to the Moon card, by the way, pile 3, you may have a message there for you as well. Okay. The Two of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Swords. Okay. What's happening in the next 10 years for this pile? Like we've started off this reading with the world, let me just first talk about the zodiac signs that I see here. The zodiac signs does not mean that this is just the sun sign of the people who will be in your life, or that's your sun sign. Every zodiac has an energy. Every zodiac rules a house in your particular chart. You can apply it to that energetic message that we're getting strongly here, okay? We, of course, have the Leo with the Sun card. I don't feel a lot of air sign energy here, even though we do have the Knight of Swords here. We have clearly the Queen of Cups and the Two of Cups. Mother healing or mother wounds healing is a very strong message for this pile, okay? So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have the World card twice, which is the fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and, wow, I keep forgetting, Leo, okay? So Leo is twice. Scorpio is very strong here. We have also the Moon card, which is again for me. Some people consider this to be the Pisces card. For me, it will always be the Scorpio card, okay? Pisces for me is the Hangman. All right. And of course, the Sagittarius with the Fool card here. Those are some zodiac signs very strongly present. What are the messages here? First of all, this pile has been craving perhaps for a new start, especially when it comes to your emotional life. And yes, definitely that is coming for you, okay? The next 10 years, you get to write, you get a blank page, a clean slate to start your emotional life, to understand, not chase really, to understand what emotionally fulfills you, which is no wonder. Look at this. They're holding hands. They're holding hands too. Right? There's water and fire here. So if you're a water sign watching this, there may be a fire sign. If you're a fire sign watching this, there's a water sign around the horizon for you guys, okay? But with the Moon card, this definitely talks about, of course, intuition and also madness, okay? This pile's energy is very different from the other 3. It feels like this pile has a very set notion about life, okay? There's a very fixed energy with the double world card showing up here. You want to stay in your own bubble, okay? You want life to unfold at your own conditions sometimes, and that could be the thing that keeps you restricted. While there is the flower of life, there's so much sacred geometry, something that you may want to look into, work with sacred geometry shapes to manifest the life that you want. But the world card twice often talks about somebody who can be slightly rigid, Okay, you're stubborn around certain things, maybe a Taurian energy that's showing up, and that is shifting for you in the next 10 years. You're ready to go on a new adventure. Many of you will be traveling. That is literally the world. The fool to the world is a cycle, right? Something in your life in the next 10 years will begin. You'll reach an absolute completion. It will bring you certain emotional healing, a certain emotional clarity. Okay, you will ascend to a certain place of understanding what is nurturing for you, and then begins a new cycle. Okay, I hope I was able to say that right. For some of you, very few of you, and don't freak out because the energy is not mean or bad. It will be a very mutual one, even if it happens. Some of you may meet somebody, marry them, have a certain few years with them, and then you go your individual ways while you stay connected for a very long time thereafter as well. But there's a union which happens because it is supposed to heal and bring a successful completion to a project, and then you guys go your own ways. There's a different journey for you. There's a new sun for you that you need to chase. Okay, this pile of course needs to work upon the solar plexus energy, which is the confidence, the energy, the power to go after what you want. If you are somebody who does not have any physical activity as such in their life, in the next 10 years, that is changing. Water and water meditations will play a critical role to help you ascend, heal, because moon is all about water. Okay, and I have a lot of water energy playing out here, which also water has memory. Right? Ancestral energy, curing your ancestral wounds, breaking away from ancestral wounds. That is on the cards for you in the next 10 years. You're chasing certain ideas. The Knight of Swords is unstoppable. Okay, these are ideas that he's chasing on his bike. You have many ideas and you can bring them into fruition. This feels more professional to me more than anything else. If there is a startup idea, if there's a profession, if there's a concept, if there's a change in the world that you want to bring, if there's a start in the world that you want to create, you can make it happen. Okay, and you are making it happen in the next 10 years. That is a very, very strong energy. I feel you are a pile which is very empathetic, which is very loving, which is very nurturing, but it's time to give yourself, bring it inwards before you give it outwards. Okay, and in the next 10 years, you will learn that healthy balance, okay, of channeling that affection for yourself before it moves towards other people. Okay, intuitively, if you know that there is a path that you need to take, the moon card here affirms, please go dig deeper. Please start that new journey, right? Because it will lead you to a successful fruition and a successful completion. This, of course, talks about loving relationships, great partnerships, affection, love coming into your life in the next 10 years. So if you're somebody who's looking for that, there's a new journey beginning, and it will feel like this had a successful this was a successful experience. This was a meaningful experience. If you've always had relationships that you don't know why do they even show up in your life, what is the purpose of them? Not only will your past relationships start making more sense to you in the next 10 years, your journey so far, what you've chased so far will perhaps shift, and you will be more emotionally aligned to where you are in life. Okay. Of course, meditative practices, spiritual practices are always a very strong message with the Fool and the Moon showing up. Your intuition, your higher self is calling you to connect more to your, whatever version of God or source or spirit you believe in. Okay, some of you may want to dig deeper into Buddhist philosophies. For you guys, this pile, it feels as if you will benefit a lot by aligning, learning, connecting more to, and you will in the next 10 years, which is why I'm seeing that energy show up very strongly. The energy of Buddha is very, very clearly showing up. Pink lotus meditation, sound healing. These are certain things which will become a part of your day-in-day life in the next 10 years. Okay, professionally, I strongly feel this pile should ask, what are my creative talents? What can I do with it? Okay, because you can earn a lot of success. World is also success, and there's a lot of Queen of Cups, Two of Cups, Fool. This is all that energy of is there a travel business that you want to do? Is there, maybe you're good at painting, drawing, singing, dancing. Creativity can also be in your existing fields, right? And in the next 10 years, you will discover from these many ideas that you're chasing, because Moon could be a little clouded energy. Perhaps in the next 10 years, you will have this journey, okay? Because the Fool indicates a journey of going through various things that you wanted to do, right? And finally coming into that alignment of, this is my road, this is my path, and that bringing light. Sun is the light, right? Bringing you into alignment with wherever your path truly is, finding your life purpose, knowing where you belong, knowing who you belong with, right? People, relationships, your career, your profession, you're finding that right journey, okay? And then you're again ready for a new one. Let me tell you that this pile has this energy that even before I'm looking at as if a 20-year cycle, wherein you start from something, you go through a journey, you build something, you create something, you achieve something, and then you're ready for a new start. I can already see that in your, this is a very unique energy for this pile, as if you're ready for the next one, and you intuitively can sense that there is a 10-year journey and then there's a 20-year journey, and you need to start planning and asking those deeper, higher questions with yourself, okay? Do not get rigid on anything. Do not start, maybe this pile struggles with over attachment to people, to things, to plans, and you don't like changes, and you don't like things shifting. And in the next 10 years, Spirit will always bring us things which will keep shifting, keep changing, and make you ready for the next new thing, because that's the point of life, right? We didn't come here to just do one thing, or just live one experience, or just be with X kind of things or people or surroundings, right? And you will learn that, you will master that, and you will enjoy that, you will cherish that in the next 10 years. I'm going to move towards your Moonology cards to see what can we expect going on in your life in the next 10 years. Sorry guys, my battery died. So here we go. What can we expect in the next 10 years? Okay, we have surrender to divine. Spirituality is clearly high in the next 10 years for all of us. Confidence is your key to success. Brings me back to that sun card and the solar plexus energy. Nothing will come of this situation. Very important message, guys. If you are in a relationship, or if you are in a job that is not making you happy, if you're not content, you got to let it go. Okay, that is one of your roadblocks that you need to work upon and remove before, the blessings that we've just looked at, the wonderful, amazing blessings from love to emotional healing to success to money, all of that is possible, but you need to work, you need to first take that due action, right? And have the belief in yourself that you will be accepted. This pile seems to be struggling with, will my art be accepted? Will my love language be accepted? Yes. Okay, and of course, remember that you got to flow with this. Again, that fixed sign energy, I've said it already. Surrender to the divine is that same call out. Things will happen at their own sweet time, and know that God's plan is better than your plan. And in the next 10 years, you will see how and why. The more you can move away from resistance towards acceptance. That literally flew off. So hold on. Let's get that. We can get to a better place, okay? I saw this, but I'm not taking it. That was the hydration, which again tells me that water meditation and that water energy we've repeatedly talked about. This part and for this reading, we're going to ask, what tangible actions can you take right now to get all these wonderful blessings aligned to yourself, okay? What can we do as tangible actions to connect to our higher self to make this happen? Nourish your temple. What you eat is what you are. Beautiful. Maybe some lifestyle changes that you've been planning and thinking related to your physical health will play a tremendously important role when it comes to your wishes to be fulfilled. Okay, remember your underlying energy was the star card, right? Which is healing, which is wish fulfillment. Music and the number 10, literally 10 years. Drum sounds to heal your root chakra and building that inner confidence. I strongly feel a strong female figure, because we did have the Queen of Cups. This could be a sister, mother, a friend who is a companion to you in the next 10 years, playing a very important role, right? A lover, if you are somebody who loves women, that's also possible. Sound healing, music and sound healing, right? Working with sounds. If you are a musician and you're asking yourself, will my music be accepted? That's like a very pointed message for your own craft and art. You can receive the abundance that you seek. Music will be your healing tool. Eating right will be your healing tool to connect to the higher source, to build this inner confidence, to achieve the life that you definitely deserve. If you've reached this part of this reading, I want you to leave me any musical instrument that you like in your phone, okay, from the guitar to the drum. Leave me the musical emoji, and that's how you know who else picked your pile. And that's just a little fun game, tells me you've engaged with this video as well. And if you've yet not hit liked and subscribed, I hope there was something that inspired you through this. Wow. Becoming a source of light to others. I'm going to pick the other card that has fallen. This is your first guidance from Baba. The more you can ask for yourself as well as for others, the more you can be a source of joy, a source of light for yourself and others. The next 10 years looks beautiful. Look at that fireplace. Keep yourself warm, keep others warm, but don't burn yourself to keep others warm. Okay. You are going to be clearly at a position of power, okay, which brings you into alignment, which gives you this power, okay, because this is the king's energy, right? Only when you have power you can help other people. This is funny. Some of you may be planning a tattoo or something around a lighthouse, because lighthouse is something I've been Googling a lot these days. This tells me your assumptions, your negative assumptions, especially about yourself, about life, could be the things that are holding you back. So release them and expect positive momentum. Work towards positive momentum. Don't paint rose-colored glasses, but also don't have negative bias towards anything. Be real with yourself. Progress is at play. Sometimes when things don't go your way, it is not universe punishing you. It is universe helping you align to something better that you want to. And I know it is so annoying to hear that, right? Nobody wants to believe it. But if you look back at your life, that is the most truest thing that has happened to many of us, right? We have received so many blessings by just not getting what we had initially asked for, right? Certain lessons, this pile is journey in the next 10 years, I do not sugarcoat. It's not an easy one, but it is a fulfilling one. It is a one that brings you into alignment. Okay, there's clearly a karmic relationship this pile needs to let go of, or there's a karmic cleansing that you're going through in the next 10 years, okay? I hope this has helped you. I hope this was as fun for you to listen to as it was for me to read. If it did, become a Tarot Pal, hit that subscribe button. Wish you a wonderful, wonderful day ahead. Take care. Bye-bye.